since we're talking about Aquarius, and Aquarius wants so much to be different from everybody else, then I guess the best way you could be different from everybody else is to actually try and listen to other people. Hello, 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 and welcome to Mercury Rising. This is another Keeping Up with the Moon of August 2nd. And yeah, as always, you can check all of these on Instagram. They also go there daily, but they're a little bit more concise and a little bit more poetic and fun too. I make sure to have some fun graphics that you also can meditate upon. So don't be afraid to go there. It's a little bit different. They complement each other. So I think you'd get the best out of this video from going to the Instagram and reading the content as well. So with that, let's get to the astrology of today. All right. I'm going to, you can see the chart right now. It's set for midnight, but I'm going to skip a little bit in time just because the moon is actually going to spend most of the day in Gemini. And I really want to hone in this whole thing with Gemini because a few weeks back, Lilith, the moon's apogee, so it's the point where the moon is the furthest away from us down here on Earth, has changed signs. And the main sort of metaphor that's used with Lilith is that wherever you have Lilith in the chart, those areas are repressed or in the background because it mostly comes from the myth of Lilith, the first wife of Adam that was banished from the Garden of Eden and all of those things. So yeah, there's a lot of sidelining and just not paying attention to something. And it changed to Gemini, and this is the sign where the moon is going to spend most of the day in, and it's also going to be there for the next few days. So, what this can possibly mean? I feel like the main thing that I honed in on the little Instagram written passage was that with Lilith and Gemini, I think the good qualities of non-binary thinking and analysis and really trying to understand two sides of a coin that Gemini excels at might be a little bit shoved in the background. Especially if we look into Mercury, the ruler of the moon today, and what it's doing. It's actually with the sun in Leo, and it was just I think it has a chasm today, a little bit earlier than when the moon changes, but still, it's still close enough to the sun that it's affecting it. It's also in the sun's own sign. So the reason why I'm talking about that is that Mercury in Leo, I have Mercury in Leo. And one thing that I know for sure is that with Mercury in Leo, it's really easy to get into your own ideas and what you believe and what you think is best. This is also a thing that might be common with Mercury in Aries, but Leo definitely has a little bit of that centrality and that luminosity that comes from the sun, and it's almost as if because I know that this works for me and this brings me so much light, I want to share it with others, and I want to make sure everybody can also adheres to this sort of same mentality. And there's a few problems with that, especially with Lilith also being in Gemini and making it a little bit harder to understand those opposing truths. We might be a little bit biased in the way that we navigate our days or in the way that we interact with people. And Lilith will stay in Gemini for quite a while. I believe it's for about 9 months. So this is a thing that we'll be dealing with for a while. So the main thing with this transit, because the moon is also getting busy with now a trine to Saturn, as I was talking about yesterday, the moon was square to Saturn. And I think the moon will even actually complete the aspect by degree with Saturn today. The qualities of Aquarius, they're really good at going from a shitty space to a better space, are supporting the moon in a way. There's with Saturn, as always, we have this idea of creating boundaries and really separating us from the other, especially with Aquarius, as it opposes Mercury, the ruler of the moon today. There's this idea of I want to stand out because I think that my truth is the better truth and everyone else's truth is not good. So I'm just gonna stay here in my own sort of tribe with the people that agree with me. And there's a really big issue with that is that because when you're only being exposed to ideas that resonate with you, or you're only being exposed to people who will agree with you, you're never really challenging your ideas, your thoughts. You're never really, um, again, with Gemini, looking at that full coin, being able to see both left and right and up and down at the same time. So I think what we have to do then, knowing that, is proactively trying to step into those spaces where we're seeing what other people think, and especially what other people think that go directly against with what you believe. You don't have to agree with it, and it might even be an opinion that it's absolutely harmful. But I think there's real power in trying to understand why do I disagree with this person, or even why do they think like that? Why can that be the truth for somebody? Like, what would be so appealing about this truth to somebody else? And even taking that process and going through your own truth and analyzing it, because I feel like you might come to some really interesting conclusions. But yeah, so I think especially for the next few days as the moon is transiting through Gemini, the curiosity that Gemini is well known for will be your best friend. And really taking the steps to look at things not with the intention of agreeing or disagreeing with it, maybe just looking at it with a more objective and an analytical mind, and really trying to step away from what you think is right. Um, yes, because you might be wrong, and that's the thing. As me, as a Mercury Leo myself, I have been wrong many times, and I thought I was very right. So take my stupidity as a lesson and try to listen to others, especially those that you don't agree with. I think that's the message for today, and will be the message for the next few days. And really hone in this whole Saturn trine. As much as Saturn is opposing the ruler of the moon, which can make things for the moon stay a little bit rocky, it might just be easier for you to not want to do any of that and be like, screw that, I'm just gonna continue with my view and what I believe. But really hone in on this trine, since we're talking about Aquarius, and Aquarius wants so much to be different from everybody else. Then I guess the best way you could be different from everybody else is to actually try and listen to other people, because I think that this is a thing that we've been missing a lot in today's society, especially listening to other people that you disagree. And I think I'm talking in circles, so I'll end it here, and I'll see you tomorrow.